Jamestown, New York, and he has like a studio in his basement that he built, and we recorded all that out there, the rest of the project and stuff, and that's where I started. I recorded a lot of my beginning stuff there as well. Like it's just like it's a great environment. Like
So, like, what makes you decide to pursue the solo career and like go down that path with it?
well, I like taking it back to when we were in the Blue Soul band. There was Lamore, the girl that was singing with us. She had got pregnant, and she was just like she was one of them people that just like she wanted to get so much stuff done before she was pregnant. And she started getting into shooting music videos, and she's like, I want to shoot you a music video and you a music video. And she told like, and I didn't have no solo like private solo songs recorded at that time. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and she was like, oh, you need to go. And she's like, just find beats online and just like, you know what I mean? Just like you should put a mixtape out with just beats online just so you have solo stuff. So you're not missing opportunities to perform. Like, you know what I mean? You could be performing solo as well. So you don't need the band. And she was kind of the one that helped me like kind of push me into it. And like my homie Johnny, like the other MC in the band, like he was the one that helped me record and stuff. Like he had the stuff at his house. So he recorded my whole first mixtape at his house. And our bass player, Pat Roach, we sent it off to him in Jamestown and he mixed it all down for me and stuff.
So, at that time, are you going with the Tone Fach branding?
Yeah, yeah. That was like cause like my name, like Tony Fasciano. So when I was thinking about it, I was like, I had to think of like I had thought for years since I was 11, I'd been trying to come up with a rap name and nothing ever really stuck. Like, and so then that's when I just kind of came with the idea, and I was just like, you know, everyone already called me Fach. You know what I mean? People already call me Tone. So it was just like it was kind of easy, and I was just like,
Mm.
I was like, oh, spell it this way, four letters, four letters. It just like
Yo, but it's even like better because that's the way it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be like other people give you that shit, and then you
true,
adopt
yeah.
that name. So in a sense, it's like you did it proper by going with that method. At least in my opinion, for the people that don't agree with
Yeah,
me.
well, yeah, thanks. You know, like, you know, I mean, that's what like, and that sometimes you don't realize it. Sometimes just like kind of hit, like, you know, what I mean, I didn't know what the. Everyone already called me Foch, so like, you know what I mean. I'm like Tone Foch, like just kind of cut that, like, because then there's a lot of people like Tony Foch or like, you know what I mean, or they'll say Foch or all that. Like we was talking about, like, you know what I mean. I just went like, because my last name is Facch. And I just thought, like, you know what I mean? I was like, I'll just drop one of them C's and just make it four letters. I was like, if people don't understand how to read it, like, oh, well, like, that's kind of how stuff is nowadays. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
It
a lot of
looks
stuff's so weird.
it looks German to me. It makes my brain want to go to like a German pronunciation with like Fach or something like that. I don't even know if I said that right. But like that's why it's so hard. Like I'm trying to fight that inclination as I see it written there. Um, so you said like so how do you like then break into the hip hop scene? I guess you're now aware of it because you've been performing. So there's some level of
Yeah.
crossover.
And see, and that was like when I started getting Lamore and stuff. Like, she started her own kind of entertainment like company she was trying to get off. And I was like one of the artists on board with that. And she actually helped me out because I made that mixtape and she put on a show. She like put on a CD release party for me and stuff, and that was like my first like official like headlining show and kind of helping me like just get in the scene more and stuff. Because other than that, before that, I was just performing with the band here and there whenever we could. Like, and at that point, we hadn't merged the bands together, so there weren't too many shows for Blue Soul at that time, but it was dope. A lot of people dug it, just like, you know what I mean? It was just a real, like, just like acoustic vibe feel to it. Like, she used to have a guitar on a keyboard stand, taped to a keyboard stand, and she would beat on it with the pens, and we would mic that up. And then we had our other, like, the drummer is in the band, he would play, like, he played bongo sometimes, he played on his cajon sometimes. I don't know if you know what a cajon is.
I'm not fully
It's like,
sure what a cajon is now.
it's like a box you sit on and you hit it in different spots and it
I
has
do
like
know
the
what
sound.
that is. Yeah.
Yeah, like he ended up getting one of them and kind of started playing around on that and stuff. Like, you know what I mean? Like sometimes it was kind of like a nightmare to hook sound up and stuff for the sound guys and stuff. But like, I just love the like just the like realness of it and stuff. Like my buddy had the one song he played the harmonica on and stuff. It was just like real like bluesy. Like it was awesome.
So you guys would do that all over, or is that just like that one event?
Around town, like we did a few shows in Jamestown and stuff. We would link up a lot of shows with the band too, because that's what kind of led to like merging the bands together. Because sometimes we'd like LAC would be headlining, there'd be another band, but then Blue Soul would open. So then it got to the point where it's just like, why don't we just put these bands together, like and we can make like stretch out the catalog more, so we have more songs and stuff. And
That's fresh stills. How many albums did y'all release with the band?
I did 2, and I think there's 4 altogether. Yeah, 4, because they did 2 before me. The first one was My Home. The second one was self-titled LEC Connection, if I'm not mistaken. And then when I first came on, we did Whole Again. And then we just put out an album, Reset, in 2019, is it? Or 18? I'm not sure. The year, it feels like I was in a time warp for the past years. I'm sure a lot of people feel.
Yeah, it's definitely harder to make sense of the last 5 years than it used to be. A lot less cues. It's like everything got kind of detached. So you decided to start doing the mixtape thing, and you just go around, and now you're starting to perform as a rapper. And at that point, you're saying the scene in Erie is doing pretty well, though. A lot of people.
Oh yeah.
Like how many artists would there be in the scene? Would you be able to estimate that?
Bro, like I couldn't even give you a number, to be honest with you, because like there's so many different kind of artists in this town and stuff, like and some stuff might not necessarily be my taste of music and stuff, but like I don't want to say that there's like 10 good artists in town, like in some, because there's definitely more than that like just that I know of, and I know there's tons of people that I don't know about and stuff, because like I'm sure there's other like hip hop scenes and stuff that are bubbling I'm not a part of anymore, because I'm at home now with my family and stuff, more than often. That's like my main focus right now, really, like especially after COVID hits and stuff. You got to kind of prioritize, like I've been at home just taking care of the family and stuff, like just working home.
Yeah, it's serious stills though. So you go through this whole like playing with the band thing. You're performing at the various shows in the scene. When do you start like working on your album, and how does that like come about?
Craze actually hit me up. I'm trying to think when it was. Like, it was a while back. It was after I put my first mixtape out with Lamore, and then he was like asking about who I was with and stuff. And he was telling me about how he was starting his label, and he wanted to want me to be a part of it. And I was like, I had a lot of stuff going on, and I didn't and I had a EP that I had just recorded and stuff too. So I was just like, I'm like, I kind of got my own thing going on, so I just kind of stuck with doing it. And we would just always be cool, he'd always hit me up and stuff, and we would just kind of bullshit back and forth until like we kind of started talking again, like I can't even think of when, maybe this was 2018 or something like that again, and he just kind of said it again, was like, he's like, I'd really like to help put out a Tone Fach album that, that I think you're capable of doing and shit. And so then, and I was just like, like I got nothing to lose, like guy seemed like I didn't know him that well, and that's maybe why I was reluctant at first and stuff, but we started to build a better relationship and stuff. And yeah, he just started and I was on his project too. I did a verse for him, and a lot of people liked it, and and so then he sent me another verse for me to get on, and then that's when he just started we started talking again, and then he just started sending me packs with beats, and just was like, go ahead, pick through what you want and stuff, and as we just went from there, I started just writing and stuff and coming up with songs. And
so basically the albums is called Lyrics Over Silly Trends, if I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken. So
Yes. Lost.
so what like led to that whole like concept?
Well, I just like, you know what I mean? I just, as going through it and stuff, like I had the title track Lost, like I had wrote that and stuff. And that's like, I just like see like a lot of my like stuff is geared, like, you know what I mean? I'm one of them guys that listen to music for the lyrics. Like, I don't care how it sounds and stuff. Like if the lyrics are there, like even these catchy, like, you know, songs that you like hear on the radio that are super repetitive and stuff, like, you know what I mean? If it has good writing to it, I'm gonna appreciate that stuff. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's what I love and stuff. And that's why, like, you know what I mean? In the end, I was just like, well, I'm not gonna try to do nothing no one else is doing. I'm just gonna let the lyrics speak for themselves. And I went through a lot during the process of this album and stuff, like, you know what I mean, a lot of loss too and stuff. So it just kind of like everything started to kind of have like a double meaning as well to it. So it just felt more and more right to put like for that to be the title, Lost. Like, and then I wanted, like, you know, I mean, I didn't want it to just be Lost. So that's when I came up with the acronym Lyrics Over Silly Trends, like, and I had it for the song, and I was like, I just felt like it fit the album good, like, and then I was like, it just went with it. Craze helped out with the album cover and stuff. Like, we bounced forth some ideas back and forth, and he came up with the idea for that. Like, and I was just like, oh yeah, that sounds dope. Let's do it.
So
And
and then you and so how long did it take you to put together this 18 track piece album?
it was some time. Like, it was probably at least a year and stuff. But just like I said, with COVID hitting and stuff, like, you know what I mean, that set us back a lot of stuff. Like, we sat on the album for a little bit too and stuff, wanting to wait till things were kind of getting back to normal and stuff before dropping it. And yeah, and like, you know what I mean, I dealt with a lot of stuff, like, you know what I mean, I lost a nephew, I lost my father. Like, there was just like a lot of things kind of going on in my life, and it just kind of, like, you know what I mean, just life kept throwing me punches, and I was just bobbing and weaving. I'm trying to get to the end with it and stuff, but like we got there and shit, so I'm pumped.
So now that so you guys put the album out, and what was it like to drop the project during this time? Like I don't know what like the live scene is like in your part of the world, or what you're allowed to do these days. Well, like what made you decide to just drop it?
Oh well, like, you know what I mean, and it was like Craze hit me up and saying like, I think it's time to do it and stuff, and I was just like, all right, man, like, you know what I mean, he has just as much, if not more, than me invested in this as well and stuff. So like, you know what I mean, I trust him and stuff, and he's had like, this is my first kind of big project dropping and stuff. Like, before it was just mixtapes and EPs and stuff, nothing really I could put on Spotify and stuff. So, you know what I mean, I'm trusting his vision and trying to do my best to just whatever like he needs from me, just so we could just kind of get this thing out there, just so people could hear it and stuff, try to build a buzz and stuff. So we have a project we're working on together and stuff. I don't know if we're supposed to be talking about it, but we got one of those in the works too and stuff. Like, you know what I mean, it's some good music. Like, we've been making some good music together and stuff, like, and I'm just excited. Like, I just, like, you know what I mean, I want to get it out.